and welcome to my channel. I'm Mandy Grace, author of 10 young adult novels so far. Welcome to the reinstatement of the mid-month chit-chats. I used to do this thing where oh kitten, don't, oh no! Ah! No! Oh, alright, kitten, stop. I'm so sorry everyone, that was very dramatic. I think we're okay. This is not where this camera was before. It's crooked now. Do you see that? We're like on a lean. What has happened? Okay, also the battery is blinking. Ah, we're gonna die. Okay, so I do this thing, or used to do this thing. I stopped doing this thing. I'm doing it again now. Where in the middle of the month, I'd give an unscripted update on Let Kitten, don't even think about it. Ahem! Ma'am, stop kissing the camera. Anyway. Yeah, so basically I drink tea out of this mug and then I just talk. With no rhyme or reason whatsoever. No. There's some order to the chaos. There's topics to the chaos. Starting with writing updates. So, this month so far, we've written about 3,500 words in Messiah's story, with rewrites, so that's half brand new scenes and words, half pulling scenes from the original, rewriting them, sprucing them up thing. Honestly, 6 chapters into the new document. I'm only on chapter 2 of the original document because I haven't been using a lot of the actual content from the original book yet. So if I actually did like a percentage, it's probably like closer to 75% brand new scenes right now. But I think by the end of the book I will have used more of the original and it will be like 50-50, like the Robin Hoods were. Anyway, the point is, we've done about 3,500 words so far this month, which has been great. My goal was to rewrite 1 chapter this month, and I've done that. So at this point everything is just like icing on the cake as we write, and it'll be great. I haven't really, like, gone back to work, per se, yet, because the first week of school, there were, like, 3 different snow days, so I worked at the preschool once, since Christmas break, like a month ago. So I feel like I'm not back into routine to know whether or not I can actually keep up with my very simplistic writing goals. I made them small, because I was burning out last semester. So we were giving ourselves a lot of grace, and I feel good about the fact that I've made the goal, and it's only halfway through the month. However, I'm still basically on break. I mean, I've started the nanny job, but I haven't started the preschool one, which was like the soul-sucking one, right? It's the one that I come home exhausted from. So I don't know yet if it's actually a sustainable thing or not. Anyway, so we'll see next week, you know, the week we're rolling into right now, if I'm still writing, basically. But so far we have been, and even if we don't in January, we did make our goal, so January's already like, check, we're great. We'll see how February goes, I guess. That's essentially the writing world. I have been writing. I've been sending the chapters to my critique partners and getting great feedback. The writing's been going well in January. On the reading side of things, I have been reading. Not every single day, but most days I read. Sometimes for pleasure, as I'm calling it. I'm trying to do the scary TBR pile. This is half of the pile. The other half is in a box that you're standing on. It's like 80 some odd books, which I haven't been reading in like 3 years. So we're getting back into that reading. I've read a book, which was not on the TBR, it was just a book Lady Susan. And then now I'm reading one of the books from my TBR. So reading's been happening. Aside from reading for pleasure, I also have been trying to get back into the one book on professional development every single month. Starting with the one that I started back in April of 2023 and just never finished. So January's goal is to finish it. And I have been reading it. I'm not done with it yet, but I have been reading it. I think I have like one more chapter to go. And we have we have half a month left, so it's gonna be fine, guys. It's gonna be fine. Yes. Was there something else in the reading world? Professional development, TBR. I don't think so. Anyway, yeah. I optimistically collected a lot of details and made a plan for reading this year with my TBR to keep track of, well, how many I started with. I think it was like 86. It's written down. I don't have to remember it. Anyway, how many I started with, and then, like, keeping track of what I'm reading in a month, keeping track of how many books I'm adding in a month, like if I buy books or get books as gifts or whatever. In January, the added was a lot because I had just come out of Christmas, and so there were a lot of added books to the TBR and the shelf. But anyway, yeah, keeping track of things. And then at the end of every month, I'll do a, like, here's where the TBR started, here's what we added, here's what we read, here's what our current TBR stack is, I guess, or something like that. Yeah, I think that's the reading world. And I have a little tracker that I've been, like, coloring in the squares every day that I read. It's fun. Yeah, and it's been good. It's been keeping me reading, so it's been good. Oh, the other reading, I know why I thought there was a third reading thing. I am also still reading a book that I promised to give a review for, which has been more consistent in January now that I'm doing this, like, reading log situation in my bullet journal. So that's good. And I think that's everything reading-wise, which takes us to the final thing, book coaching. Get excited. My plan had been to set up the book coaching business. Okay, camera died, but essentially the plan was to set up the book coaching business January through May, and, like, optimistically be open for business by, like, March to May-ish. But what I actually did was, like, by the 5th of January, I had filed for my LLC, and by, like, the 10th of January, I had my website updated and prices chosen, and, like, it's open for business now. I was a little excited. So I have an Instagram for the book coaching, which is Increasing Grace Book Coaching. Yeah, I have an Instagram for it. I'm building a newsletter for it. It's on my website now. It has a page of its own with what I offer, essentially, so it's a thing. I'm not booking full-time clients until June, so if you sign up now, we'll start in June, if that makes sense. But I can do what I'm calling Vet Me calls now, so between January and May, you can do your required Vet Me call, where we kind of, like, suss each other out and see if we actually want to work together. And then, yeah, we'll sign up full-time June and onwards. Anyway, all of that is on my website. I'm very excited. I got my fancy portfolio, which I have no idea where I put it, to be honest. You know, it's around here somewhere. I'd love to show it off, but I don't know what I did with it. Oh, haha. Got it. Boom. Look, this came in the mail with all my fancy business papers and things, you know, it's like, it's fancy. But it also, came with confetti, which was wild. That's in a recent vlog, me doing the confetti here on this floor. Wow, I collected the confetti and put it in a glass Coke bottle that I've had since I was in, like, 6th grade. Honestly, I don't remember what shelf I put that on either, but it's up here somewhere. You'll probably see it in future YouTube videos. Yeah, I think that's everything. I haven't drank any of my tea, but I have been reading, I've been writing, potentially sustainably, for both of those things, and I have a book coaching business now. Wild. It's kind of crazy to me that 7 months ago was when my friend Chrisanne first said, "Have you ever thought about being a book coach?" after I got off of Prickle. Listen, on that Prickle, maybe I've already told this story. Probably I did back in the Chicago retreat vlog or something. But I was hosting a Prickle at the retreat, and one of the writers was like bouncing between a couple of her stories, or trying to stick with one, because that's what you're supposed to do. And I think, if I'm recalling correctly, gosh, it was 7 months ago, I don't know, she, I want to say, has ADHD. Maybe I'm making that up. Anyway, the point is, we were talking about it, and then all I did was ask her, like, why do you feel like you have to stick to one? If that's not the way that your brain works, like, if more naturally you want to bounce between the stories and sometimes work on this one and sometimes work on that one, like, why do you feel like you can't do that? Anyway, and then, like, she really liked that perspective shift, and then was like, oh, I can just do it my way. And I was like, yes, you can. And that was the entirety of the conversation. And then once it was over, Chrisanne was like, have you ever thought about being a book coach? And I was like, you're crazy. No, I have not. But then throughout the rest of the Chicago retreat, it kept coming up. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and so then I'd bring it up, and, like, we kept having conversations between all the writers there, and they were very encouraging. And then I came home, and I was just like, I guess we're gonna do this thing, I don't know. And then 7 months later, which seems like a very short amount of time, I have an LLC, and I'm open for business. I'm very, like, gung-ho, you know, I get something in my head, and then I'm just like, well, we're doing it, and we're doing it now. Which is how I ended up rewriting and publishing in the same year 5 books back in 2022, because I'm insane. And so, you know, then I decided my next insanity would be, I'm going to start a business in 7 months. But it's done now, and now I'm open for clients, and, you know, hoping I actually get some, because otherwise this will just be a very sad endeavor. Thank you, Tim. I don't know if I have anything else to say. It's just, like, mind-boggling to me that that was 7 months ago, and now it's, like, a done deal. So, yeah. It's just wild. Anyway, I think that's everything. And also, this battery is dying, so I feel like I shouldn't talk much longer. This feels like a short mid-month chit-chat. Like, I was sort of rushing through all the, like, checking the boxes. Reading, writing, book coaching, done. But I don't really have anything else to say, so we're gonna roll with it. If you want, you know, the detailed behind-the-scenes of me writing situation, I do weekly-ish vlogs. Honestly, last semester things were falling apart. I wasn't doing YouTube, but we have been in January so far. So, yes, weekly-ish vlogs of my author life, which includes me writing and me doing the book coaching stuff and, like, literally everything. I just vlog my entire life. Yeah, I also have a newsletter, which I'm going to try. I'm trying to build separate, like, book coaching where there'll be, like, advice or something. I don't know. I haven't written one yet. I don't know what it's going to look like. And then my author one, which is just an open letter of, like, here's everything that happened this month. Thanks for being here. Yeah. Anyway, but the author one, when I have book releases, I like to share covers to the newsletter subscribers first, and that sort of thing. Sometimes I give, with my rewrites, I'll give behind the scenes, like, here's the original scene, here's how I've rewritten it, like, stuff so you can see my process. Anyway, sometimes there's fun things over there. Not every month, but sometimes. Sometimes there are fun things. This month, which the letter's already gone out, but, you know, if I get new subscribers in the next week, I'll probably just send them the letter anyway, just for fun. Yes, what was I saying? This month's letter that I just wrote this morning, was, an explanation for the name from a book coaching, Increasing Grace, which at some point I'm going to make a shorter version, because, you know, limited characters. I'm going to make an Instagram version of that for the Increasing Grace social media. Anyway, I'm just rambling, which is kind of the point of this video, but also I feel like I'm not saying anything new or interesting at the present moment, so. we're gonna call it good. I have a newsletter you can subscribe to. Link is probably in the description. Is it probably? Because I don't know if I've updated it from my previous newsletter subscription service. I'm gonna double check that. Also, you can find my website and my Robin Hood books and like all the good stuff. You know, I don't know. I'm not good with the call to actions, guys. They're stuff.